All right, so in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about culture. And at our restaurants, culture is everything. One of the reasons culture is so important is that it literally draws people to us. And once they're here, it gets them to stay. And one of the biggest things that can hinder a business like ours is constant turnover of people. Hiring people is literally so expensive, thousands of dollars just to get applicants for any one open position in today's market. Then you've got your time spent interviewing and then the training and onboarding. And when people decide to turn over and leave, we got to do it all over again. It hurts the vibe within the restaurant. It makes people feel like maybe this isn't a place where I can grow roots. And it hurts the customer experience ultimately, obviously, because we lose our most seasoned people. So maintaining a really positive and supportive culture is critical here. And you are the person that's going to help to deliver that every day. So part of that is getting to know your people. And that means literally having heart to hearts with all the members of your staff from time to time. Obviously, we've got to limit our communication to some degree the higher up you go in the food chain, just because you're going to have more and more and more to do. And so sometimes Ike and I have to limit our conversation to our highest leaders. Otherwise, we get pulled into stuff we don't need to get pulled into. But if you are a boots on the ground leader, you need to know every one of your staff members, and you need to have some semblance of information about what's going on in their life. And you need to know where they're wanting to go in life so that you can lead them appropriately. I think that our culture of caring, of complimenting, of supporting and building up people is one of the reasons that people stay here. And so communication is a massive part of that. Is, in any effective leadership, honestly, there's no such thing as too much communication. Being clear and honest and enthusiastic in your communication is vital to instill confidence in the people that you are supervising. Also make sure that everybody is clear in their responsibilities. And so it's important that this is a day-to-day part of what you do. So in terms of culture, the communication that we want to see, we want to see you calling out good work in chat. Some of our leaders are more social and communicative than others. If you're going to be a leader on our team, this is mandatory, and you're going to have to find your comfort zone here. It has to happen in writing, in chat, that you are calling out people multiple times a week. When you give that kind of positive feedback, it does multiple things. I don't want to just see, hey, somebody left the dishwasher open last night. I don't know, bad, whatever, bad news in chat, people being disciplined or called out in chat. Honestly, I don't want to see that at all. It's okay to call out those things sometimes just for an example for other people, but seeing that happen regularly is terrible for culture. Our chats should be used for relevant communication that helps people stay on job and for praising. And so, for example, when you do give someone praise, it needs to be very specific. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Cookie for doing an amazing job developing the menu for our New Year's Eve event. She really hit the nail on the head in terms of vibe and did a great job of managing her team to execute. What a massive success this was. We really noticed that the customers in particular loved the dishes. Stuff like that. We want to see, I want to shout out John for doing a beautiful job closing last night. I came in this morning and the kitchen was immaculate. That's specific. Those things model for people what our values are. It's important to us that the menus that are developed are reflective of our brand and that people enjoy them. It's important to us that cleanliness is a priority, especially in the kitchen. And so, I want to call out, Barry for staying late to cover Sally's shift and for doing such a great job in cleaning up the dining room. That's teamwork, it's coverage, it's really great cleaning. These things model for people what they have to do to get praise. It models for them what they should be doing on a day-to-day basis, but it also models that they are seen and heard and that they matter because they do. And so communication is a big part of your job as a leader. Obviously, in person comments and communication need to happen too. But these actual communications in chat are incredibly important. If you're running a location that's particularly busy, has an active, specials that change and events that happen and a catering program like Steve's Hot Dogs has. Another form of communication that I want to see from our leaders is that we have some sort of weekly forecast of what to expect. People need to know what to expect. Another form of communication that I'd like to see is our schedule going out early so that people can plan their lives around it. In its own form is a form of communication. It lets people know what to expect, because it is on us to demonstrate our values, to demonstrate that people matter, to let people know what's coming, and to eliminate uncertainty for them. One tool that we use at the Fountain on Locust, and that I would love to see in every location of our restaurant, is our Fill Your Bucket board. I started it when I first arrived because it was sort of post-COVID and morale felt low. And I just saw all these people doing their best every day. And I just didn't really see anybody calling them out for it in that moment because it was just chaos. And it was a crazy time when we first came in. And so I bought a dry erase board and a bunch of markers, and I just started seeding it with stuff that I saw people doing well. So I called them out and just said, hey, great job at whatever. I really appreciate you for this. And really quickly, the entire team caught on, and I pretty much almost never put anything on the board because they've got it full already. And it's nothing but love and praise. And there's some fun stuff on there too, but that's a big part of our culture. It's a visible, visual, public call out of goodness and appreciation and gratitude. And by God, we should be grateful for our people and the work that they do every day, and they should know it. One of my favorite things to do every Monday when we're closed is to go downstairs and grab my cup of coffee and just read the board, because it is so full of good vibes. And so you as a leader, you need to make sure that you are always forecasting and eliminating uncertainty and letting people know what to expect so they're never fearful or uncertain about where we're going. You need to be setting that course. You need to be clear and honest and authentic in your communication so that you're instilling confidence in them. But you need to be kind, and you need to call out the good stuff. Communication is everything. That's why our end of the day reports are so important in chat, and our end of shift reports are important in chat. They say a lot about what we've done. It's our opportunity to call out where we need help. And without that, we're powerless, and without that, dysfunction happens. So I would love for you, upon watching this video and like pondering, to take a moment, pause, think about, do I communicate enough? Do I ever call out anybody in writing, in public, let alone multiple times a week, for what they've done right? What can I do to change that? And are there other ways that we could increase communication and eliminate uncertainty?